not gonna look.
So,
I'm not gonna look.
So, before this goes any further, last we left off,
I can't.
You all made your way to an abandoned city in the northern wilds, a place that what supposedly holds answers regarding Shava's patron. When you were outside the city, you met a creature called a flump, which gave you some dire warnings. Mentioned something about an elf that had passed through maybe a few days ago, and hadn't come back. Before you went into the city, at the flump's recommendation, you went into the underground portion of the city, these tunnels below it. And had a run-in with some ghouls, which you readily dispatched. But no sooner had you done so than some other creatures made an appearance. These strange, worm-like entities. They're zombie-adjacent entities that seem to be infested with some sort of worms that were very dangerous. And you nearly lost Zergo in the process of fighting them. Nonetheless, you fought them off. And continued making your way to the center of the city through the tunnels, where you found what appeared to be some underground structure. Maybe a tower of some kind. And you had found, well, first of all, Spine Ripper tried against everyone's advice, tried to summon a giant elk underground, which went about as well as you might expect.
Yes.
Afterwards, you found what appeared to be the entrance to the structure, but you were unable to get through. It appeared to be some sort of dark... The dark opening seemed to be unable... You seemed to be unable to enter it for some reason. You kept on bouncing off. And that is where we left off. Also, I'm picking up an echo on you guys. I don't know if you can make that better, or...
Change Discord settings.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you can lower the volume or something.
We can't lower the volume. You have to change the pickup feedback on the sound settings.
All right. But yeah, you have all tried to get through... Okay, Tyler, please. You tried to get... You tried to get through this opening, and yeah, as we resume, you're all just sort of in front of this doorway.
Didn't we decide to like walk around it though?
Yeah, we tried to walk around, but I don't think we got anywhere really.
Walking around is how you found what appeared to be the entrance. Before you just found some sort of like dead end.
No, that's right. Yeah.
2 hands.
So we can't get
Tyler, you're a little quiet, I think, or it might be just the ambient noise from the others.
I'm about the same distance I always am.
All right.
It sounds normal on our end.
Okay.
Why don't you just turn your volume up?
Yeah, I can do that. All right.
Can you hear me?
Yeah, you're good.
Yeah, you're fine.
So, what do you all wish to do?
All right. What did we try to get through it again? We tried like throwing stuff at it. We tried like orb of light. Yeah, we tried the orb of light.
Well, that was when we were just hitting the wall. So, what do you want to do with the entrance? Do you think it's open sesame? Do you have any special words in your special book that tell you how to open this door?
Almost.
He just muted himself.
Is that okay? Is this good?
Yeah, you guys sound good now.
Okay, I just changed the input sensitivity to manual, so I'm asking. Basically, if you're talking, it needs to go over the green bar to recognize it as a sound.
Yeah, that's what I did with my...
Yes, I know I was muted. That was intentional.
Okay.
So...
I'm talking to someone else.
Oh.
I was placing my order for my food and I'm hungry.
She ate my... Hi, hungry, I'm Dad! Tyler, you should have let me come over. I would have cooked you food.
Yeah, Tyler, why didn't you come over here?
Shit, that reminds me about the 148 provisions of the Horsecock Peg-Leg Pirates.
No,
We're in the game now.
No, we're in the game. That was
Spine Ripper doesn't know what that is. He can't talk about it.
She only knows what the word pirates.
So, what do you all wish to do as you're standing in front of this seeming doorway?
That giant elk in the hall.
The elk
there
is
a crack in the doorway?
you left the elk in the sort of buried other section.
Yeah, we left her to eat the shit.
Is there like a crack or a large enough seam in the doorway?
Just darkness, right? That was all it was.
Yeah. Cass, give me an investigation check. Or no, this would be perception.
Okay, hold on.
I need you to perceive.
Perception. Oh, decent. 17 plus 6.
Okay, you carefully examine this surface. It seems like airtight besides the opening. There doesn't seem to be any sort of alternate entrance that like if you were thinking about using your true form, it doesn't seem like there's doesn't seem like there's anywhere to do that.
Okay.
Screw it. Just because I can, I'll check my. Can I check my book of shadows, book of darkness?
Yeah, you can pull out your book. Well, what do you attempt? What are you doing? You're just opening it to see.
I'm opening to see if there's anything new in it because I know it sometimes writes stuff down.
Right. If you recall, you were told that you could write to him directly by writing in it.
Oh, I didn't know that. You never told me that.
I think this was like on episode 4 or something.
Oh.
So you might have forgotten.
A while ago.
Yeah, I forgot that. Okay.
It just sort of never came up after that.
All right. I suppose I'll describe what we found out about this doorway so far and ask if there's a way to open it.
All right. You write the text in your book, and you sort of wait a couple moments. And then text appears that says, perhaps any door just needs a key.
That's very helpful. Where are we going to find a key?
Does it even have a keyhole?
Doesn't need to be an actual solid key. It's a magic door. It's going to have a magic key. I'll have to find them.
Don't tell me. No, don't tell me. That freaking thing that Monstrosity warned us about has the key to this door.
That was my first thought as well.
Oh, God.
Why, you all sign? I think I have the answer right here. You see, the key to a woman's heart is through song. So the key to a door's heart must also be through song. Because all doors are with. Fine, will take out his lute song. I will sing this door a song, so it will open up, so we don't have to die. You can thank me later.
If it works.
All right, door, prepare to have your heart woo. By the way, I'm already taken, door, so between you and me, if you actually fall in love with me because I sing you a romantic song, it's all gonna work out.
Do you actually?
Okay. Open! Open door! Open, please!
Spine River stares at it for about 10 seconds.
Well, on him up.
Good job.
The door remains unmoved.
The door remains unmoved, but slightly stimulated.
I want to flick a bee at it to see if that'll work. I'll cast infestation.
You summon the bees, and they just sort of swarm it as if they're trying to get through the doorway. But again, they seem to reach some sort of invisible barrier, like you did.
All right, to the surface it is. Let's keep going.
Yeah.
I guess we're gonna have to go back up. I don't know if there's gonna be anything left.
Hopefully the way here we get Zergo almost killed again.
Yeah, Zergo is looking like he's looking better than he was at the end of that fight, but he's still looking a bit beat up.
Possibly it's on the second floor, so if we bypass the first floor, we can and get past the creature and just hurry to the second floor. That might be where the key is.
Maybe.
Yeah, we'll look on the way there. Hopefully it isn't directly on whatever that thing is.
Yeah.
Alright.
All right, back to the surface.
Alright, so you find your way back to one of these holes, these chasms, that can lead you back to the surface.
Keen mind for the win.
Yep, yeah, you have no trouble finding it thanks to Shava's memory. You make your way back up to the streets. There's no sign of any creature as of yet, at least so far. But yeah, you can make your way up. And you said you wanted to go all the way up to like the canopy section.
Well, if the creature's on the first floor, like we think it is, it would be most sense to go up to the canopy. So yeah, where's the nearest tower to the canopy?
Just make an investigation check.
Me?
Yeah.
Yay. Thankfully, Shaw's investigation is the same as IL's.
Yes.
So that is a 23.
Yeah, no problem. You can find a tower. It only takes you about 10 minutes or so. And you climb up, and the interior of the tower is basically just a staircase and nothing else. As you climb up and out a doorway onto this sort of the closest comparison I could think of is this sort of An Orlando-esque just scape in front of you, for those of you who know Dark Souls.
Are we talking like amazing chest ahead, or are we talking the chest died An Orlando?
Well, it's more like just the exterior. Probably.
Are we talking Spooky Londo?
Oh, it's probably somewhere in the middle, honestly, atmospherically. It's not like glowing with light or anything, but it's not like a spooky hellscape either. It's just sort of cold and empty.
How dull.
Meanwhile, Cass still feels that sort of odd sensation that she felt upon entering the city.
I haven't mentioned it to anyone except
That's true, yeah.
Menopause.
No.
All right, guess we're looking for a key. Detect magic. It's going to be a magic key.
Interesting. Okay. Huh. Go ahead. Go ahead.
Going right now.
Go ahead and Are you trying to go anywhere in particular in the city, or are you just exploring the surrounding area?
I suppose let's start wherever the tower is and then head to the center, I guess, and we go from there.
Okay. I mean, you're pretty close to the center anyway.
Okay.
Because that's where you came out. But yeah, you just go ahead and with detect magic, investigation check with advantage.
With advantage.
Yeah.
Okay, so that would be, well, let's roll a nat 20. Nope. All right. So 19 plus 7.
Woo. Okay. You walking around the canopy, you do pick up a ping at some point. That seems to be some sort of tower. It's sort of like a living structure that seems to be constructed on top of the canopy. It seems like there are some homes on this second layer as well as below. As you enter, it's a pretty nice establishment. You take it that like living on the canopy is was a bit of the sort of upper class residents.
Mm-hmm.
And yeah, there is a desk in this place where you're picking up detect magic aura from. Sort of one of the drawers in the desk.
All right, open her up.
You find a couple pieces of paper within. The first one appears to be some sort of note. The other appears to be a scroll.
All right, I know to at least be a little cautious with scrolls, so I'll read the note first. Read the instructions first, and read the warning instructions.
Yeah. The note says...
Dr. Strange taught me that.
Yes. The note says... The note says that the situation has gotten worse. It speaks of people not being who they seem. The worms are spreading. It says, it says that whoever wrote this note says that they have had some luck dealing with the worms by way of magics that can counter disease or curses, but there are only so many people capable of such magics, and the epidemic only seems to be getting more and more widespread. So it seems to be a losing battle. And
Hey Ivy, counter diseases.
The scroll appears to be a scroll of lesser restoration.
So that's a one-use thing, right?
Yes.
Wait. Scrolls,
I think it has to be a ritual for you to inscribe it.
I have one too.
No, it doesn't have to be a ritual. It can be... It makes it a ritual, right?
That's not really how it works. No, some spells are just rituals. You can now learn and cast ritual spells from any spells class list. It's ritual spells you can inscribe in your book.
Oh, I thought it just made any spell into a ritual.
No. That would be overpowered. Because rituals, by their nature, the way rituals work is you spend an extra 10 minutes and you don't have to use a spell slot. So if you could cast any spell in theory without using a spell slot, think about that.
Well, yeah, but it also takes 10 minutes. It's not like it's gonna...
Right, but even so...
casting, Eldritch Blast in 10 minutes with Fireball.
But then you get to, like, the game-breaking stuff, like 9th level spells. Like,
oh, fair. Okay.
Like Raise Dead, or Resurrection.
Oh, shoot.
So yeah, you find this scroll of lesser restoration.
Alright, well, it doesn't really do me any good.
I still have Necklace of Prayer beads. And one of the beads that I do have is Lesser Restoration.
I believe that bead can do either Cure Wounds or Lesser Restoration,
I have
right?
a silly bag.
Yeah.
I have this item called the Bag of Tricks. It comes in handy sometimes.
Yes, we know. So is there any? is there anyone in particular who wants to hold on to the scroll?
We'll take it.
Well, I was going to say some relevant information is that scrolls can only usually be read and cast by people who have them on their spell list. And
so that's not me.
Lesser Restoration is not a warlock spell. It, however, is a druid spell. It is also a bard spell.
Yeah, I ain't giving this to Spine Ripper. I'm giving it to Tiny.
Oh, give it to Spine Ripper. Spine Ripper can use it.
I'm so glad you gave me this.
If you give it to Spine Ripper, he can heal you.
I could heal people too.
Yeah, but you can already heal people.
Well, is Spine Ripper asking for the scroll in character?
That's up to Tyler who wants to give it to.
I'm saying your characters can discuss this as well as your players, is what I'm saying.
Give a shit, someone just take
Spine Ripper's just gonna snatch.
I said discuss.
I'm giving it to Ivy.
No discussing here. Only action.
I don't
Spine
know.
Ripper will take the scroll and he will look for shoes.
Shava, are you sure about this? I mean, I do have a lot of healing spells, and I think I could take better hand of it.
Let's at least spread the healing around.
Spine Ripper will hold up the paper and sniff it. Oh, I need butt wiping paper.
Shava!
Not for butt wiping, dumbass.
Shava, why did you give it to this goblin?
I gave it to Ivy.
Okay.
Premium.
Spine Ripper can't just you can't just grab the scroll without like rolling or anything. Or do you actually?
Okay, what am I rolling?
It would be athletics versus Shava's acrobatics or athletics per choice.
Acrobatics. Are you rolling this?
I'll go acrobatic.
No. For taking it, it's athletics. Defender gets to choose.
Yeah, that's fine.
Yeah.
16 plus 1, so 17.
17.
Oh, what the heck? Where'd it go? Yeah, he beat me. I got 14.
Okay.
Cool. I'm gonna, while he's turning to walk away with it, mage hand it from him and give it to Ivy.
Why, thank you.
I roll against the mage hand.
Since you're an arcane trickster, I believe you can use your sleight of hand for that, right?
Yeah.
All right, so yeah, make sleight of hand versus Spine Ripper perception.
Oh, baby, that's a 19 plus 9. Shit. Good fucking luck.
Nah, he's not keeping his premium butt wipe.
Yeah. Spine Ripper. It should be noted that Spine Ripper, you totally think you still have it.
This is gonna. The Spine Ripper is gonna walk around the corner and take a shit.
He's not gonna have anything to wipe that.
Like, where's me butt wiping paper?
Yeah.
I'll just tuck it into my bag.
Yeah, I'll add it for you. I believe it's. How does this work?
Waste using his toilet paper.
I don't know if there's a way to specify the spell. I guess I can add it in like a tag. But okay. Added a spell scroll. I added a spell scroll of 2nd level.
What?
I was looking at things he could use to wipe his ass. And the only thing he could use is fucking Nadine's ear. So that ear off the Tearstone Assassin that he kept, he's gonna wipe his ass with that.
It's, just because of your size, it kind of works. But for someone of proportionately human size, it wouldn't work at all. Not enough surface area.
Shoot.
But yeah,
What are we doing again?
So Spider-Man is going to take his cruddy ear, and he's going to walk up to Shava, and he's going to ask, he's like holding it up. Boy, can you wash off me ear?
Can't you do that?
I don't have any logic.
What?
A shit covered severed ear in your hand.
Well, somebody took me wiping paper, so I had to erase.
Can't you
What
clean
a
it?
shame.
You
I
clean
don't
it.
have any water, man.
Just use the fucking geyser on it.
I'm just gonna use prestidigitation. I can clean it like that.
Give his entire fucking body a bath.
yeah. Both of you do have prestidigitation, which can clean things.
Pine Ripper is conveniently forgetting he can do that.
Then Shava will do that and walk away. I can't believe I just did that.
Pine Ripper looks at the ear.
Noise, fresh, ready for.
Oh god.
So, Shava, now that I have butt wipe, what do you think we should do?
We still have to find a key. I guess it's not around.
Pine Ripper is going to perk up at that note and squabble over to Ivy.
Oh, did you take me butt wipe?
He holds out the ear.
I'll trade you for it.
Say no.
I think I'll pass.
Okay.
Shava's gonna continue looking through the desk to see if there's anything else important, especially if there's anything resembling a key.
Doesn't not much else. It seems to be pretty cleared out beyond that.
I was gonna say, does the feeling I'm having have any specific tug? Like, is it stronger when I move to a certain direction, or is it just the same no matter what?
It was a little fainter when you were underground, but other than that, it doesn't seem to have any specific direction.
Okay.
Alright, so there's nothing in here of use.
And it does seem like your detect magic spell was pointing to the scroll.
Okay.
Do you want to try that again?
Give it a shot, sure. See if we can. But I swear to God, if all we need is a restoration spell to open that damn door after all this.
The note seemed to indicate the note was talking about seemed to be talking about like specifically the worms and that sort of problem. It didn't say anything about a door because lesser restoration.
Do we have to fucking worm? Oh.
There's gonna be more of them.
Going.
There's gonna be more of them. Apparently, this entire city was infected. We fought what 4?
Okay, so that explains those guys. But the caverns we were walking through weren't kobold caverns.
Does that mean I'm going to get more crunchy popcorn?
Why?
You might get a crunchy popcorn that 15,000 times at you.
He's gonna start salivating at the thought.
Why is what?
Why is like pirate accent leaking into Spine Ripper's voice?
Why do you think? Why do you think?
Got pirates on the mind.
I don't actually want you to answer that. I just
Why
I just want
do
to
you think?
take a note. That... Anyway.
All right, we're investigating.
Let's hope it lasts just for this session.
Mm-hmm. Are you doing what you were doing before the detect magic and?
Let me alter my Spine Ripper for a moment. Let me check to get in the group. So we have Talos, which is right then I'm going to kill you, and then right then I'm going to kill you. There it is.
There it is.
Mm-hmm.
You got We're good.
Spine Ripper has returned.
Bitches.
Alright, so yeah, the combination of Detect Magic and Investigation.
Okay. Make another investigation check. Again, any specific direction or area? You can say like north. The city is split is like a circle, so you can say like northwest, east, or something like that. If you want to look in a specific area.
The black doorway's in the center, right? That was directly below where we are now.
Correct.
All right, then north.
Then what?
North.
North. Okay. Yeah, make an investigation check with advantage.
All right. Well, the advantage is useless. That's 20.
Well then. As you enter the northern section of the city, this appears to be a much more run-down area. There's less. In fact, the canopy, which from where you entered the city seemed to stretch on forever, actually cuts off around here, and there's basically this big drop-off, like a big circle, that was either used to be maybe there used to be a canopy there, or maybe not, you can't really tell, but it seems to be all ground level from this point on.
Okay.
Can we see anything from here? Anything of harmful nature?
Any worm people?
Make a perception check.
Any of us?
Yeah.
24.
Okay.
Perception, right? Yeah, 24.
You're now. I'm assuming currently you're still on the canopy.
Yes.
As you look around, it all seems calm. Then you sort of look down at a bit sort of patch of dust, some dirt on this roof, and it's shaking a little. Just and sort of starts to bounce.
Oh, good God.
Can I shoot it?
You're shooting the dirt? Why?
It's moving.
Well, it's moving.
Things around here.
Yeah, it's moving as if like in response to some sort of tremor.
That's because whatever that big thing is that's around on the first floor.
Wait. Are there any flowers or grass or anything near this area?
Interesting. You're just like any sort of vegetation?
Yeah.
You can see a little. It's sparse, but like every now and then, like below on the ground level, there is a patch of grass that.
I'm going to slightly break off from the party to talk to a patch of grass.
You're trying to speak with plants.
Yeah.
Let me just read the description on that real quick. Spells. Speak with plants. Oh, it's a third level. Plants have limited sentience of animation. You'll have to go down to the ground level to do
That doesn't sound safe.
That doesn't sound safe. Okay. I will join the party and pretend like nothing has happened.
You start to feel like a bit like the ground under you, the roof under you is starting to vibrate slightly. And then it intensifies. And you start to hear a rumbling.
Great. Behind us, because I'm. Is it on the roof or on the canopy or no?
It's coming from below you, and you hear.
I'm gonna wait around and see if I can see this thing from safely up above it.
Yeah, we're gonna we're gonna stay.
I feel like if it's a giant worm, I'll be super upset.
Is there like any like giant debris, like rock type things that I can throw down there?
It's the Vulcan bowl worm.
Just to like agitate the ground.
You can probably find some odd rocks here and there. Nothing like big, but maybe some fist-sized stones.
Something with a decent weight that will make an impact if I throw it over the side down to the ground level.
I mean, depending on how you roll.
What am I rolling?
Well, I mean, nothing
We're
yet.
not in
because
combat yet. Don't
can't,
start looking at it.
you can't really see it. But you're hearing this...
I'm not attacking anything. I'm just throwing a rock
okay.
at the ground.
What are you trying to do with that?
I'm just throwing the rock.
Okay, you can chuck a rock below. It lands.
See if there's something beneath the surface and it can feel like tremors or whatever.
Or if it makes a screeching sound.
Yeah.
No, the rumbling that you're hearing quite clearly now is coming from back the way you came in the city.
Oh. Okay,
and it's
never
getting
mind.
closer, and you hear crunching and the sound of structures falling over potentially.
Should we stay up here?
Java wants to see this train wreck.
And you start to
okay,
see
but buildings are falling.
You start to see about like 90 feet back the way you came. Part of the canopy is starting to cave in.
Yeah, let's go down. We're going down.
Never mind, we're going down.
I swear to God, Quinlan, if it's cum shot, big fappy meal.
I think he's trying to avoid putting that in the game as much as possible.
Alright, you rush down quickly, I'm assuming.
Yes.
And 60 feet away from you, back the way you came, you see an enormous worm-like creature.
It's the basketball.
It is a pale, sickly yellow in color. And so rather than being you've heard of like purple worms, which are these large creatures with like chitinous scaly hides, but this one appears to be have a more slimy exterior. And has this large maw filled with teeth that you see as it opens, and it crashes through the buildings in its path trying to get at you. What do you do?
Is this Goon?
What are you doing?
Running.
Okay.
Can I get up on an Arcana check before we do that?
Sure. Go ahead and roll.
21.
Okay, you have no idea what this thing is, but the worm imagery again is bothering you. Like the whole ever since you found that note and you saw those creatures down there that you remembered, like they're spawn of something. Like it is on the tip of your tongue. It's something to do with the worms, but
everybody's looking at this damn worm. Spiner blinks for a moment on top of the worm, trying to hide it's a man in a coat.
And if we are running, I believe that will be initiative rolls.
Okay.
How big is this thing, by the way?
It is massive. It is at least like 20 feet. From what you can see. Okay, one thing at a time. Start initiative rolls again. 6 for was that Phoebe?
No, that's
3.
Those were okay. 6 for Ivy.
17 for me.
17 for Cass.
Java got a 5.
5.
22.
22. And I have to roll for Zergo. Okay, Zergo got an 18. Not bad.
Zergo. Oh, he's not playing and he gets an 18 on initiative.
Yep.
Let me use my purple dice.
Please
die in the meantime.
Okay, and for your question, Shava, it appears to be at least 20 feet long.
Okay.
But yeah, it is current. Spine Ripper is up first, and a refresher on how chases work. You are incentivized to use your action to dash, and it is assumed that unless you're doing anything else, that is what everyone in a chase is doing, which will allow you to move double your speed. You can do things if you have other stuff you can think to do, like cast spells or anything that you might think might be useful. You can do that, but you will be moving essentially at half speed for that round.
Okay.
You got it.
So with that in mind, Spine Ripper, are you doing anything besides running?
Yeah, I'm gonna move, and my question is, well, worms don't have eyes, right?
Usually, make a nature check.
Fairly certain worms do not have eyes.
You don't see any, that's for sure.
21.
21. You think that most, like, when you think of worms, you usually think of stuff like either blind sight or tremor sense.
Right. Because I was thinking of casting pyrotechnics, and
you're not sure that would really do anything, no.
Yeah, because it says that it, but it doesn't say anything about them having eye. I'm gonna suggest to the worm that it fucks off.
Read me suggestion.
You suggest a course of activity limited to a sentence or two, and magically influence a creature you can see within range that can hear and understand you.
Hear and understand you.
Yeah, I would waste the dash.
Yeah, it's up to, you can do it if you think it'll work, but it's up to you.
He speaks Abyssal, Common, Goblin, and Infernal.
Well, yeah, but he can't speak in all of those at once.
It's
up to you.
Don't do it.
Yeah.
Run, Gobble Boy.
I guess I'll just double dash.
Alright.
Can I double dash and hide?
Can you hide as a bonus action?
I can hide as a bonus action.
Is that part of your nimble escape?
Yes.
Okay. You can attempt to hide in that case. Go ahead and make a stealth check.
That would be 19 plus 8.
Okay, 27.
Goodbye, world.
Okay. In that case, moving on, we have Zergo, who is just... but first, because I almost forgot, it's a chase, roll me a d20, Spine Ripper.
Okay. 17.
17, okay, nothing happens. Zergo is going to just run, and he is also going to roll a d20. Zergo just run. Yes?
Quinn.
What the hell? I'm right here.
You died. Oh dear.
Is that better?
Yes.
Yeah.
Every time I cut out like that, I can still hear you fine. It's weird.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, Zergo is going to do the same thing, run and nothing else, and he is fine. Nothing specifically happens to him. Cass, what about you?
Yep. Running.
Okay.
Running, and then running again.
All right. Oh yeah, you can go even further because you're a rogue. Correct?
I don't know, can I?
Cunning. Your cunning action lets you dash as a bonus.
Oh yeah. Yeah. So I'm gonna dash and cunning action to dash again.
All right. So you get even further. You are far in the lead.
Booking it out of there, bitch. Roll you a d20.
Yes.
Okay. 16.
16. Nothing. Okay, you're good.
Okay.
All these high rolls. Alright, now it is the worm's turn. It is going to advance. Spine Ripper, you moved up 60 feet.
Yeah.
So it seems to have the same speed as you guys as you see it move forward. You are not aware if it knows where you are. However, you do think with your roll you do think it might have tremor sense, and if it does, then any amount of stealth isn't really going to do much.
What do you want to do then? Okay.
What do I want to do? What's
happening? It might still find you, even though
it's not his turn yet. But I'm just letting him know
Bitch, I rolled a 27.
Yeah, and for creatures that rely on sight, that would be very effective.
But this thing might have blind sight or tremor sense, so it can hear you breathing through the floor.
Yeah, but I still moved up 60 feet.
Now, I think, ironically, if it has tremor sense, Thalos might be able to evade it pretty effectively with his boots.
Or he could just, go into another dimension.
Or that. With a nat, if he gets a nat 100.
Just, yeet.
All right, Ivy, what about you?
No.
As you hear the worm let out this unearthly shriek.
Oh, Jesus.
Okay, I want to use my 3rd level moonbeam. If that does anything.
No, run, motherfucker.
No.
Run!
Well, I'm going to run and I'm going to moonbeam.
It's her choice. Okay. You're going to moonbeam?
With 3rd level, yeah.
Okay. So it shines down when it reaches. Okay, so on its turn, it's gonna have to. Now, moonbeam. Remember to move moonbeam. You can keep it up, but to move it costs an action. And as this is a chase, you are constantly moving. So just keep that in mind.
No, actually, I will not do that.
Okay.
I'm gonna
do your thorn thing.
I'll use spike grip.
All right.
Yeah.
Because it's gotta fucking move through that shit.
Yeah.
All right, 20 foot radius, so that's going to be a 40 foot stretch of thorns. Can easily get the space in front of it without affecting you.
Okay.
However, let's see. You're 16. Wait. We've gotten. Ooh, actually, okay. If you move first, then you can do it just fine.
Okay, I'll do.
But keep in mind, you are currently only about 30 feet ahead of the worm, as opposed to 60 feet, like most people.
I know.
Like.
After that, it is Shava.
All right, I'm going to add to those spikes, Hunger of Hadar.
Ooh. Keep in mind, double difficult terrain is not a thing.
What?
You can't, like, if you want to do that, that's fine. I want you to know that if you're trying to double up on difficult terrain, it doesn't really work that way. It won't move even slower for being in 2 fields like that.
I don't even
You
know.
double up the length, do it in front of him instead of behind him?
Yeah,
or alongside him while he's running?
What if you move up and then put it at the beginning of the spikes? So it has to get through the spikes, then whatever the hell you're doing.
I could do that, but I don't. How much room is there between us? There's only 30 feet between us and the thing. And it's
Yeah, that's why we said run first and then cast it.
Well, but Ivy's still there is the thing.
Hello.
There's not a whole lot of real estate to work with. I mean, it's the same radius as the spike growth, so it could literally be just right on top of it. But all it would really do is damage the thing a bit.
I'll try to overlap it as little as I can, but I'm gonna try to. How much wiggle room do I have in order to?
What are you hoping to accomplish?
To get the maximum area of difficult terrain. So we already have the 40 feet of one. And how much more do I have?
It's currently already on the cusp of that spike growth, which goes all the way up to Ivy.
Okay, so I literally have nothing else to do.
Basically.
Yeah, just run and then do it on your next turn.
Alright, sorry, since Ivy did that already... I can't do that, alright. I can't do both. Yeah, I'll just run.
Alright.
I was gonna do gaseous form and get the GTFO, but...
Did I have Ivy roll a d20 at the end of her turn?
No.
I forgot. Go ahead and roll that now.
Okay.
Oh, would I know if the setting has tremor sense, would gaseous form just render
11.
me...
Oh, wait.
11, you're fine. A gas would not be detectable via tremor sense, because it relies on...
If I did gaseous form, I would literally turn invisible to this.
Potentially.
If it has tremor sense, but if it
has
blind sight...
That might be a different story.
What? If it had what?
If it has blind sight.
Yeah, just run.
Alright. May it roll me a d20?
Oh, yeah.
None of you has rolled below an 11 yet.
Oh, I did. 5.
5!
Arizona fuck man.
As you're running, you sort of kick a patch of dust that flies up towards your face. Make a Constitution saving throw.
Oh, God. Literally the one thing I don't have. Yeah, up yours, 18.
18. Okay, you swat and guard your eyes, and you manage to avoid being blinded by this dust.
You.
Spine Ripper, back to you.
Okay. I guess I'll move that, and we are gonna shoot a firebolt at the worker.
Okay. So you're only moving 30.
Yeah.
Dropping you down. And go.
17 plus 6.
That is a hit. Go ahead and roll your damage.
So 16.
16. The fireball explodes against this thing's skin, and you catch the scent of cooking worm flesh. It appears to have felt that. However, it is still looking very healthy.
Well, Spider doesn't care. He got a nice aroma out of it.
Mm-hmm. And roll me a d20.
Silly Rebecca, that's not it.
12.
12, you're fine. Zergo is going to run and roll a d20. Zergo got a 1. He needs to make a saving throw as he runs over a rough patch of ground. Okay, I believe, yeah, he's fine. He sort of jumps over this patch of rocks jutting out of the ground, and is fine. Cass.
Yep.
You're up.
I'm running.
Running.
Same thing. Running and then dashing again.
Mm-hmm. All right, so you are even further.
Okay, bye.
You can run 90 feet every round.
Yes.
Yeah, Cass is far ahead of all of you. Especially Ivy and Spine Ripper.
Yeah. Right here, I'll roll my thing. Hold on. Ooh, I did bad this time. 6.
6. This region seems to be in much worse shape than the rest of the city. There's parts of the ground that are uneven, some stuff jutting up, and you come up to like this sort of ledge that is a bit of ground. You're walking up almost a ramp of ground that drops off to the next part. Make a dexterity saving throw.
Okay.
You should be fine.
My dice just yeeted under the couch. Hold on. That is a 13 plus.
Yeah, you are fine. You would manage to leap safely to the base of this ledge and keep running. Another thing you're noticing is there's not only is there no canopy out here, there doesn't seem to be any chasms down to the lower floor either.
Okay.
So yeah. Moving on, it is the worm. It needs to move through some spikes. It has about, let's see, 15. Okay. Interesting.
The surface area counts on how much damage it takes, because it's going through 20 feet of its length.
Yeah, no, it's just where it enters. So it's going to be going through 30 feet of these spikes. So how much damage does it take?
Let me just... It takes 2d4 piercing damage for every 5 feet it travels.
So that would be 2d4 times 6, so 12d4.
You want extra d4 to work with, so you don't have to roll 1 12 times? Just roll these 3 times. Oh, yeah. Well, actually, there's 6 in here, so. Oh, there you go. And then, yep. We've got 3, 1, 2, 1, 3.
Why don't you add those together for me?
8, 9, 10, 11. So that's 11 on the first one, and then roll it again. Uh, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So 20.
You say 20, 22?
22 damage, yeah.
Okay. You see it tear its body along these spikes, and sort of this brackish greenish blood.
Quinn?
Am I cutting out again?
Quinn, you died again.
Oh my god. That's really frustrating.
I'm sorry.
But you see it tear its body along these spikes, and the sort of greenish, brackish liquid spills out of its body.
Ew.
And also, it double moved, so it can't take any actions, but it is right on Spine-Ripper and Ivy.
Oof.
Yeah, can you get out of there? I want to cast Hunger of Door.
Well, it is Ivy's turn next.
Okay. All right. This is one thing that I'm going to do. So I'm going to cast Devil.
Going to what?
I'm going to use Dust Devil.
Dust.
And I'm going to target the worm. It needs to make a
strength saving throw. Is pushed 10 feet. So that's if it ends its turn in the area. You can move it with a bonus action up to 30 feet.
Oh, shoot.
Yeah, it doesn't work immediately.
Oh, no. Okay, then I'll just run.
Now, keeping in mind, if you just run, it is going to get an attack of opportunity on you.
Disengage and then run if you can.
You can. You would be again using your action for something else, unless you have some means of teleportation or something. Which I'm not sure you do.
I would if I didn't screw over myself with my backstory.
Okay, yeah, I'm just gonna run.
One of you should have just hitched a ride on my back.
Like, you're just gonna run.
180 feet away.
So wait, are you disengaging?
Yeah, I'll disengage.
Okay, so you're moving up 30 essentially.
Yeah.
But it does not get an opportunity attack on you.
Okay.
Go ahead and make a saving throw. Oh, no, not a saving throw. D20 roll.
Okay. Uh,
10?
Shoot. Yes.
Okay. You're coming. You find yourself coming up on like a wall of some ruined structure just right in your path. Make a dexterity saving throw.
No, I didn't make it.
What'd you get?
6.
6. You managed to get around it, but not before colliding with it face first and suffering 3 points of bludgeoning damage.
Okay.
And your head sort of rings from the impact.
I'm doing you a favor.
Shava.
Alright, so Spine Ripper's still in the AoE, right?
Yeah, the worm is right on top of Spine Ripper, almost.
Damn it, you midget!
Who are you calling midget?
You're stronger than I am!
Now, the good news for Spine Ripper is that he can disengage as a bonus action.
The bad news is, if I cast Hunger of Hadar, he's screwed.
Use.
So.
Did I hear someone say use it?
So look at your options, is what I would say.
I got Hunger of Hadar. I mean, I could use Phantasmal Force, I guess, to make it think that there's something else there, or
maybe. I mean, think of what
No, because if it has Tremor Sense, that'll be useless.
Also a fair point. I mean, unless it. Well, I'm debating whether I should say anything, or let you use big brain strats.
Big brain strats. I don't know. What else do I have?
Creature you can see within range. Intelligence saving throw. If you want, I can let you make an intelligence check.
All right, I'll use an intelligence check. I'm intelligent. I'm smart.
Mm-hmm.
A modified 20.
So you think an illusion against a creature with tremor sense might be effective if the illusion doesn't make contact with the ground?
I can make that floaty thing from the outside.
Or something that flies, for example.
I was thinking about the flump or whatever.
The flump.
The flump, yeah.
Throw the flump at it for distraction.
Distraction, you say? This calls for a giant elf.
Oh, God.
I mean...
It'd be so much easier if I could use Hunger of Hadar, but I'm not sure if Phantasmal Force would be worth a spell slot.
It's up to you.
I'm not gonna risk it because if it makes the save, I'm just wasting a spell. It literally does nothing else.
What kind of saving? What kind of saving throw is it?
It's a 14 intelligence. I know not optimal, but I would not rather risk it.
Okay. Because you don't know how smart this thing is, but
I doubt it's smart, but again, if it does make this, I'm wasting one of my 2 spells.
That's fair. That's fair.
I could speak with it.
No.
You can certainly try.
Hey, man, you think you could stop, rampaging towards us, trying to kill us?
Is the worm technically undead?
You don't know.
Like, could you speak with dead?
I think Speak with Dead works on, actual corpses, not undead. It's a very
All right, I'm running.
All right. Roll a d20.
What the hell? All my actions I roll good on. These things I freaking roll a 5 twice.
They're pretty. I mean, they're pretty easy to deal with, even though your feet are very kicky right now. Make another con save.
Another con save.
As more dust gets flung up in your face.
All right. I was actually mistaken. So my cons. Oh, modified 20. I actually do have a +1 for cons.
Yeah, you're like, what's with all this dirt? And you just keep running.
Yeah, what's all this dust in my way?
Spine Ripper.
Yee.
What doth you do?
Well, you see, I'm going to use Uncanny Dodge, and then I'm going to use Ethereal Instability.
As you just pull from everyone else's abilities.
Uncanny dodge! Uncanny dodge!
There's a worm right on top of you. Your hiding did not seem to be effective.
Can I get on top of the worm?
Do you want to try to get on? Do you want to try to?
Can I ride the worm?
Would you like to attempt this?
I would like to ride the worm.
Oh my god!
It's Bread Boy. What can you expect?
Was not prepared for this.
You were not prepared.
Allow me to ride the fucking worm.
There's a thing. Okay, make a onto the lunges. So make a I would say make a grapple attempt. If you click the action name, it tells you how grapple works. Let me see here. You can use. You would make a strength. Okay, so to climb on the worm, you would have to make a strength athletics check contested by its strength or its athletics or acrobatics.
Okay.
With that in mind, would you like to try to ride the worm?
I'm gonna ride the worm.
All right, this will be your action.
All right. Look it, do it. Do it.
What did you get?
Well, I pulled out my special DM smiting dot.
Oh no.
And what do you think it gave me?
Did it really? God damn it. You scramble up the side of this thing.
Don't know how, because it's a worm.
He's got stubby claw hands.
I'm just envisioning like a Spine Ripper pulling this off with like a quick time event from like all the button presses, like triangle, square.
Would you like to do anything else?
A pro gamer move.
Pro gamer move.
Now that you've used your action to do this, is there anything else you would like to do? You are still very much within range of it. It has these tendrils that start to sort of reach up towards you.
Wait, on the worm?
Well, no, in its mouth, but they're reaching out of its mouth.
Okay, then can I move towards the middle of the worm?
Like you want to get out of range of it?
Out of range of the tendril.
Let me see. Having to
improvise.
Well, shit,
I'm on top of the worm. I could just walk to the back of it and jump off.
Yeah, so walking on the worm is difficult terrain. As it is a creature that does not want you on it.
Yeah.
And it's slimy.
But you can get out of range. It's... Okay, so... I would recommend using Nimble Escape to disengage so it can't opportunity attack you.
Yeah, I can do that.
And then you can move 15 feet back on it so to be closer to the back of its body, at which point it cannot reach you with its tendrils.
Cool.
Oh my god.
And that's where I'm gonna sit for now.
Okay,
Sit down.
And you don't have to make any sort of d20 roll because you're not running.
Yeah.
You know what? Just for this, I'm doing Hunger of Adora. I hope you die.
Just the worm's gonna carry him through it.
Yes, exactly.
Okay, next up is Zurgo. God damn it.
Thing is, how are we going to attack it now?
I mean, you can still target it. It's just AoEs are going to be a problem.
Mm-hmm.
Unless he does what he said he was going to do and jumps off of it, and then his next turn.
Zurgo keeps moving. Zurgo kicks up sand. Zurgo just fails his roll to evade the sand. Wow, that was a con save, and he got a 9. All right, Zurgo is currently blinded by sand, and he will be blinded on his next turn. And while he is blinded, his speed is halved, so he's going to be moving at half speed next turn.
I swear, if you get Zurgo killed while he's not here.
Hey, I just rolled. I just rolled.
Things would happen if you killed him. So.
None of that was a choice I made. The dice have spoken. Cass.
He won't kill you.
Oh, I know. Cass.
He will fly to Arizona.
My turn.
Yep.
Okay. Well, I'm running, and then I'm running again.
All right. You are.
And then again.
Yep. You are now 90 feet ahead of everyone. Yeah, Cass has become the Roadrunner.
I rolled another 16.
Alright, you're fine. Cass is just, like, leaving you all in the dust.
Just booking it.
Alright.
I don't know why you guys aren't booking it as well. The giant fucking worm.
What do you mean? I just used the word.
I'm trying to slow it down.
The worm is going to attempt to throw you off.
Yeah.
That is going to take its action, which will slow it down this turn.
Doesn't it still have 10 feet to go through of the storms too?
Oh yeah, I forgot. Most of you are even further away from it now because of going through the spikes.
You're welcome.
Yep, I should note that down. Ivy's back to... Ivy, besides Spine Ripper, Ivy is currently the closest one to it, and she's still like 60 feet away from it.
Alright, great. She's out of range. Get that.
Well, it's good. Now it has to move, and it's currently made its way through the spike. It has made its way through the spike, so it doesn't have to worry about that anymore. It is going to use its action to make a strength athletics check. Spine Ripper, make either an athletics or acrobatics check, your choice, to try and stay on.
I guess imagine like just biting the worm, trying to hold on to it.
It's just trying to like
19 plus 3.
So okay. So that's
I did acrobat.
Wow, it rolled like shit. Yeah, you're just clinging on as it tries in vain to buck you off.
No, he's just sitting there with his rapey. Well, he stuck a dagger in just to hang on.
And yeah, it's going to move forward, but not double moving, so you all can get even further away from it. Ivy, it is your turn.
All part of the other
what can I use?
We're keeping him alive.
Not sure what that was.
You better not be killing my boy, Quinn.
Oh.
You know what? I'm going to use erupting earth.
Okay.
We're currently in chase by a giant worm that can eat you alive. Don't worry. Alright, what are you doing?
Erupting earth. You can see 20
should I tell him exactly what's going on? We're getting chased by a giant worm that can swallow him alive, and he's currently blind.
Zurgo's there. You might as well. It's not like he's not allowed to know. All right, needs to make a dex save. It's a cube. It's 20 foot on each side, so it's not 40. It's a smaller radius. Difficult terrain. Okay, so are you trying to? How are you angling it?
I'm angling, so it's going to be. Well, isn't it a cube?
It is a 20-foot cube that damages things that are within it and also creates difficult terrain afterwards.
So I want to have it so the terrain is right in front of the worm.
Okay, if you that will so if it's right in front of the worm, keep in mind that will not damage it, but it will create more difficult terrain for it to go through. So it's your choice.
All right, so then I'll have it like right under the worm's head then to injure it.
Yay, he's coming back!
Yo.
Meanwhile, Cass has a what?
So can I angle it so the terrain is right under the worm? Closer to the head.
Sorry, I only caught part of that. You're trying to. How much of it are you trying to get under it?
I'm trying to get it so it's under the worm, but away from Bread Boy.
Okay, so. Okay, I'm envisioning. If you get it all under the worm, Bread Boy will be hit. If you get it a little in front, if you get you can get 5, 10, or 15 feet of difficult terrain in front of it and still catch it in the area.
Yeah.
So how much?
I'll say 10.
Okay, half and half. So 10 feet in its area, 10 feet ahead of it. So it's 10 feet of difficult terrain it's going to have to go through. Okay, so it needs to make a dex save. It got a 16.
Alright, and the dex is 16.
Oh, okay, so it just makes it.
Yes.
Alright, so I believe that's probably still half damage, though. Yeah, half damage.
Mm-hmm.
So still roll your damage, and it'll take half.
Okay. So it takes 3d12.
Yes.
And then I have to half that.
Hello.
Hello.
Welcome to the fun house.
Hey.
Welcome to the house of fun. Welcome to the lion's den.
Ethan?
Oh. We can't hear you, bud. Come back.
Zurgo's already dead.
20?
Half of 23.
Okay, so that would be 11.
Yep.
All right, it takes 11 damage. And let's see, that was an action. Yes, and you're.
There he is.
Now he's muted.
And you can continue running so that you get up another.
Who do I need to kill?
Quinn.
Yes.
Quinn?
Yes, hi.
Hello?
We'll take care of Arizona then.
You can do it, Ethan. We believe in you.
Got a knife around here somewhere. Alright.
Zergo and Ivy are currently neck and neck about 60 feet ahead of this thing.
What the fuck did you idiots do while I was gone? Jesus.
Okay, so
you woke up a giant worm. Good job. Good.
So to recap quickly,
I leave for 5 minutes.
They deduced they deduced that they needed to find some sort of key to get through that weird door you found.
Yes.
They went up to the canopy, the second layer of the city, did a little investigating. They found something that indicated that the worms seemed to be a big problem in this city, and that someone had deduced that stuff that counters disease and or curses is effective against it. And then they made their way to a section of the city that does not have a canopy or chasm.
You should let him know what Spineriper's doing.
I'm getting there. There's no canopy or lower. There's no chasms that lead to the underground in this area. And you found, you started to be chased by the thing that Plum warned you about, which is a giant worm that is currently after all of you. You're 60 feet ahead of it. Spineriper decided to jump on its back, and got to its tail. And got to its tail end where he was out of range of the tendrils that are in its mouth. So, and that is what is happening.
Also, Cass is like 150 feet ahead of everybody.
Oh, she's...
Yeah, I'm gone.
She's like 90 feet.
Oh, I didn't even know she was in here. Okay, she's at RJ's place. Okay.
Yeah, she's leaving. She's far ahead of everyone else. Alright, who the hell's turn was it? That was Ivy's turn.
It was my turn.
Yes. Well, first Ivy needs to roll a d20.
A what?
D20.
Oh.
Obstacles. Oh yeah, also Zergo.
Look at that, you rolled a nat 20!
A nat 20.
Alright,
What did I say?
Nothing happens. Also, yeah, Zergo, you picked up some sand and rolled an uncharacteristically low con save and got blinded for a turn.
Sweet Jesus! I handed you control for half a session, Quinn.
The dice decided. Look, the dice decided all of that. I had no part in that.
Quinlan, I never want you to have to make my roll.
That's why we couldn't hear you, Ethan.
Ever.
You've been muted. Hi, Ethan.
All right, Shava, it is your turn.
30 feet forward and then Hunger Hador.
Ethan needs to talk.
All right, you're giving it 30 feet.
Ethan?
Hear me yet?
Oh, there he is.
Oh, there you are.
Okay, you're giving it 30 feet of horrible darkness.
I still don't hear him.
I can keep turning the gain up on this mic, I swear to Christ.
I hope you heard that.
I heard that. It's just really garbly.
All right, it has 30 feet of horrible darkness to go through. You, I assume you run with the rest of that movement.
It was 40 feet.
I thought you said 30. 30, as in you were only giving it. But yeah, you can do 40 if you want. It just won't start. If you do 40, it won't start its turn in the area. Is all.
Yeah, that's fine. I wanted to give it max.
It's a difficult terrain you want.
It's difficult terrain. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. Makes sense.
I said I was running 30 feet.
Gotcha. That's why I was confused. Okay. All right, yeah. And roll d20.
D20.
As you
but I swear, if I get another 5.
Did you?
Yes. What the hell?
Damn. You all watch Shava's feet are like pinwheeling as she runs. Make another con save.
That's 3 5s in a row. 14.
Oh, you're fine.
You have sand everywhere. There's like sand all over the place.
But you all watch, by the way, as or I guess those of you who are looking back or at the area in front of the worm. So basically,
Spineriper, as you're looking forward, enjoying your ride.
Yeah, you see like this.
Quinn, you cut out again.
Are you kidding me? Am I good now?
My dude.
All right.
Okay, I mean that seems to work. So I don't know what to tell you. You watch.
Spineriper's looking forward and enjoying his ride.
You watch as like this rift in space tears open, and a mass of shadow and of shadowy darkness just spills out, and you hear noises inside of that sound not of this world.
The fuck?
As you see, like the odd.
Oh, somebody just cast the Hunger of Hadar, didn't they?
And you see like shadowy tentacles reach out every so often.
Yep, that's the Hunger.
Spiniffer sits there. He blinks.
Like you feel like you're on one of those like some sort of fun ride at an amusement park about to go through the dark tunnel.
What does Spiniffer constantly deal with? What does he constantly have on his shoulder bothering him, making him seizure?
Oh, a demon and a devil? This doesn't seem...
This is nothing new to him.
This seems more alien than that, though.
Do you think it bothers him?
Probably not.
He probably doesn't know the difference between it.
That's fair.
But feels nothing.
Spiniffer won't remember that.
Speaking of which, Spine Ripper, are you doing anything?
Yeah, I'm gonna stab the worm with me rapier.
Okay, I'll give you advantage on the attack roll.
If you miss, I swear. You're standing on it, and you have to press
Nat one stabs himself in the foot.
Well, one of those was a nat 20. Ooh boy.
Right, we're Shadow of the Colossusing this shit.
Alright. We PS2 now, boys.
Oh,
The Shadow of the Colossus sequel looks weird.
Well, he already did a quick time event to get on the damn thing.
Yep.
all right. So we're gonna do some stuff here. So I gotta sit. We're gonna use Fury of the Small to make it a 12,
Okay.
and then that's gonna.
I know what's coming next.
6, yeah, 12 plus 2, that's 14, and then we're gonna use Psychic Blade.
And those dice are also doubled because it's a crit.
All right. So that's
Wow.
12.
Wow. Yep.
5. So 5 plus 5. 5 is 15. Doubled 30.
So 40.
30 plus. Hold on. 30 plus 12 is 42. Plus 2 is 44.
44. It feels that you rip a hole in it that reverberates along. Like, you stab it, and then the Psychic Blades radiate out and actually makes more of a cut that wasn't where you punctured. It, like, rips open a tear from the psychic damage. And this brackish, greenish blood spills out, covering your arm in the process. And it's not a pleasant sensation. You suffer 13 necrotic damage from this blood.
Oh, shit!
This feeling is not bread.
All right.
This is not
This is so not white bread.
Oh, not Wonder Bread.
Hot.
That's his new catchphrase. Not cash money, Wonder
So
Bread.
not Wonder Bread.
This is so not Wonder Bread.
Okay, Zergo, it's your turn. We're in a chase, so I've been assuming people are double moving unless they do something else.
Like climbing a giant worm and stabbing it.
For example.
And stabbing it and then immediately taking damage because its blood is necrotic. Because, you know, why the fuck not? Take the dash action.
Alright. Roll me a d20.
Or...
Wait, can he dash?
Modifiers to that, or...
Oh, well, he's at half speed, so he's dashing to move what he would with a single movement. No modifiers.
Right. 17.
17, that you're fine. You're basically rolling to see if you run into any complications as you're running. Like,
I mean, like
for
the
instance,
sand you kicked into my face?
For example.
I wasn't getting sand into her face all day, and she's just swatting it aside.
Okay, so you start to fall behind a little from being blinded, but as you're running, you manage to clear the sand out of your face, so you are back to normal at the end.
Hey, get the sand out of your ear.
And Cass.
Yeah.
It is your turn.
Take a wild fucking guess.
As you run forward, you feel a sensation. Or rather...
Is it similar to the one I've been feeling?
So, interestingly, you're still in the city, but you feel like you walk through some sort of sheet of something. And the sensation that you were feeling since you entered the city is gone. And you, it's like, if you recall, when you entered the city, it felt like the absence of white noise, or like losing some very subtle discomfort that you didn't even realize you'd been feeling for pretty much your entire life. You pass through like some invisible barrier or something, and it's back.
Okay.
As if whatever energy...
So basically what you're telling me is that Cass experienced life with anime and then life without anime.
Had anime the entire time. Suddenly didn't have anime. Now I have anime back again.
It seems like you may have entered an area of the city that is not affected by whatever is affecting the city for whatever reason.
Does it look crumbled, disheveled, abandoned as the rest of it that I've been running past?
Make a perception check.
Okay, hold. Gotta pull up my first. 19 plus 6.
25. Most of the structures are pretty beaten up and crumbled. One looks in better repair than the rest.
I'm gonna go in there.
All right, you'll be able to get in there on your next turn.
Okay.
As you are now,
to go in there.
And I need to keep track of this because now you are 120 feet ahead of everyone else. So I need...
Sheesh. Goodbye.
Cass has left the party.
Rogues, man. And roll a d20.
Oh, sorry. 17.
17, you're fine. All right, worm time. It has some decisions to make.
Are those decisions fucking die?
It is going to choose to this time ignore the goblin on its back, and try as it sees a new method that may be helpful in dislodging it.
I'm sorry if I accidentally kill you, Spine Ripper. Kind of.
And it is going to move forward. Let's see. First, a 30-foot block of movement reduced to 15 because of the difficult terrain, so it gets 15 feet in, and then another 15. So it is currently in. Okay, so it is 10 feet away from the other side. Spine Ripper is definitely in the area. Yes. But all of you get the gap between you and the worm widens further. Those of you who are not riding it. By the way, based on the tabs I've been keeping, Cass is currently over 200 feet away from the worm.
Jeez. Bye, worm. Bye.
Anyway, that was the worm. Okay, so Hunger of Hadar. Tell me about this thing, Shava.
If it starts the turn there, it automatically takes 2d6 cold damage. If it ends the turn there, it has to make a dex save or take 2d6 acid damage.
So it makes a dex save against the acid, essentially.
Yes.
It probably made that. That was an 18.
Yes.
So does it take half damage on a successful save, or?
No, I think it's all or nothing.
Okay, because it's a constant effect.
Yeah.
Okay, so it currently does not take any damage from that. Ivy.
Next, it starts its turn there, then it will take.
Yes, that's automatic. But it is Ivy's turn.
Wait, I thought you said what's his face was on there too.
Oh, well, that'll matter when it's his turn.
Ah, okay. Oh wait, he's gonna start his turn there. Shit.
Yep.
I actually don't know. I kind of want to use spike growth again.
That's an option. You could also just continue running. Remember, every time you. Oh
right, yeah.
Every time you do a spell, you start to fall a little behind. So you're gonna run to 60 feet and d20 roll.
3. No.
You are coming up on another wall, another like barrier. This one though has that, and you're not able to turn away in time, but it has like a large window in it that is somehow mostly intact. Make a strength saving throw.
Jeez.
Wait, Ivy make a strength saving throw?
That's what she rolled.
2.
That's a 1.
You are cursed.
You
are cursed.
You jump at this window and like face plant on it. And you just fall prone.
I'm having such bad rolls.
My dude.
I'll just stay there.
You'll be able to get up next turn.
Thanks, Quinn.
However, it will cost you 15 feet to get up.
Oh my god.
Could be worse.
I don't know about that, Quinn.
She's got like a 90-foot lead on the worm currently.
I hear you smiling through your
it's
voice,
just
my dude.
only because it's making things more interesting. It's just making things more interesting.
Oh yes.
Shava, it is your turn.
Alright, Shava's done what she wants to do. She's eating.
Or you could just, dispel your spell and be nice.
Yeah, help someone.
You could drop concentration without needing to spend any action or anything. It's up to you.
I suppose I could do that, yeah. I didn't think about that. It's already almost through, right?
It's got 10 more feet before it's all the way through.
Alright, fine.
You better kill this thing, though. I'm dispelling it.
That's fine. I'm just gonna throw rocks at it.
Alright. You drop the field, and Spine Ripper, you are once again in the sunlight.
He squints, and he just goes, "Oh."
It was not pleasant in there, by the way. It was like I think Hunger of Hadar describes what it's like in the fields. Am I correct?
What?
Does Hunger of Hadar describe like what it feels like being in there?
You open a gateway to the dark between the stars, a region infested with unknown horrors.
Yes, a sphere of blackness and bitter cold, centered on a point. Yes, the void that you were in, Spine Ripper, was filled with a cacophony of soft whispers and slurping noises.
That sounds like his village's communal shit pit.
Yes.
Just saying.
Alright. So yeah, that was what that felt like. And Shava, D20.
Yes. If I roll another 5. Oh, goody! A 4.
A 4.
Guys.
Oh, joy.
There you come across like a jut of just like a sort of a rocky out like protrusion in the floor that you will probably need to circumvent in some way. Make either an athletics or acrobatics check.
It ain't gonna be athletics, I'll tell you that, Sonny. All right, that's an 18 plus whatever my athletics
all right.
is.
You yeet yourself over it.
Safely goaded.
And at this point, you are about 60 feet away from where Cass is.
Okay. So I was just doing an obstacle course over here.
Actually, you would be more like 90 feet away from where Cass is.
I was gonna say, I'm quite a distance.
Yeah, this is hard to keep track of. Spine Ripper. What would you like to do?
I'm gonna throw a rock.
Where are you?
It's fine now.
Where are you throwing the rock?
At the head of the worm.
Okay. I will say ranged attacks on this thing are going to be at disadvantage just because of the balance is not great.
But you see, don't I have advantage being on the worm?
For melee attacks, I'm ruling it similar to prone, where melee attacks are at advantage but ranged are at disadvantage.
Alright, fine. I guess I'll stabby it again.
Okay. Keeping in mind what happened last time.
I'm not some kind of QC. Oh, yeah.
He ain't no pussy.
What
How's that worm gonna like another fucking critical shit?
Jeez. You should like stab back into the same wound. Go ahead and roll your dabblage.
Ooh, Lord. $15 double 30.
Are you using Psychic Blades again?
Yeah.
Of course.
So 30 plus 8. 30 plus 16 would be 40.
46?
Is 48.
48. Whew.
Eat my dick.
This thing is actually showing signs of quite a bit of damage at this point. The wound is now like a hole that it is just seeping blood out of. You suffer another 10 points of necrotic damage.
Time for some critical shit.
And it's starting to emit an otherworldly like woo. That wasn't a very good sound. It's like this alien howl out of its mouth.
Oh my god.
Please.
I was not expecting killing this thing to be on the table, but it's looking like a possibility. Zergo.
And you also didn't think that there was going to be a goblin riding it.
No.
So,
Zergo, it's your turn.
Yeah, that's going to be a dash from me, boss.
All right. All right. You continue onward and roll a d20.
Quick question: do I pass Ivy at that point, or was she behind me?
She's ahead of you, so you would temporarily pass her until it comes back to her turn, basically.
With my 60 feet and where she currently is, I pass her.
Yes.
Can I just scoop her up as I run by? If she's just lying there?
You would be slowed down by carrying her. You can, but you'll be at half speed.
I only need to pick her up long enough to get her on her feet.
You was gonna say like.
I see. Like hoist her up.
Hoist
her up, get her back on the ground, and give her a push to get back to running.
Quidlin.
Mm-hmm.
Nobody, the worm.
You're trying to make me think the worm is screaming like that cowboy meme.
I'll let you do that. Essentially, I'll let you basically spend the movement that she would spend to get up, so that would be like 15 feet of movement to hoist her up. Yeah.
That's fine.
All right.
Perfectly fine. I'll take the penalty and only move 45 feet if it means getting her back on her feet.
Sounds good.
This tiny person, she needs protecting.
Yes. and roll a d20.
Tiny, fragile, Ivy.
Mm-hmm.
It's a 10 from me, boss.
10. You help her up and keep running, and you find yourself going up towards another wall. Just make a dex saving throw.
Okay.
Pretty much all of these things are DC 10. Almost all of them.
Not a problem for me, but apparently a problem for you guys. Jesus.
Everyone gets to have the luck of the gods.
What'd you get?
As illustrated by this natural one I am holding.
So you hit your head as you try to get around it. It doesn't slow you down, but you do suffer. Oh well, you got lucky. A single point of bludgeoning damage.
And I don't care about damage. Damage I can deal with.
All right. Cass.
Yeah.
Are you yeeting your way into the house?
Yeah.
All right. You can use your move and bonus action to. You're 60 feet away, so you can get in and open the door and enter. On the interior of this house, it doesn't appear to be a residence. There is no sign of a bed or furniture or anything. There's a side room that sort of seems to be maybe some sort of bathroom or something.
Okay.
But other than that, the only feature is what appears to be some sort of brazier in the center of the structure that is emitting a blue flame from it. This brazier is about half your size.
Okay. Can I Can I steal a chunk of wood from something and use it as a makeshift torch and steal some of the fire?
You take the piece of wood and you can't get up to it this turn because
okay.
Well, you can't grab a piece of wood and get up to it this turn.
Okay, that's fine.
Because you would
grab a piece of wood and then plan to go up to it next time.
Okay.
Do you need me to roll or anything, or not?
No, you're fine. But as you do that, you hear, I wouldn't touch that thing if you want to live.
Touch it.
And next up is the worm.
The butt.
The worm will. It's had enough of your shenanigans, Spine Ripper.
But, okay, no. Nobody can have too many Spine Ripper shenanigans. That is a well-documented fact.
I think everyone always has had enough of Spine Ripper shenanigans.
It is physically impossible to have too much Spine Ripper.
Make another acrobatics or athletics check.
Quinlan, I have something for you.
Oh, okay.
Usually.
It's a meme.
I'll do it again.
I'll fucking do it again.
Do it again.
Exactly.
I'll stab you twice.
Go ahead and roll.
I'm what? The acrobatic?
Yeah.
All right.
So I think that's better for you.
18 plus 3.
All right. This thing cannot get you off of it. It is very frustrated.
It's quite imagine. Having a Spine Ripper attached to your back, stabbing the shit out of you, is kind of frustrating.
I'm sorry. Does that fit too perfectly?
That is so good. Don't apologize.
Fucking do it again.
Okay. And it moves up again, meaning you are all even further away from it. Or you're getting even. It's falling behind even more on this chase. Honestly,
we're getting away.
You
fool.
Interesting. I might have to make a decision about what it's going to do on its next turn. But Ivy, you are up next.
Hi.
Ivy is going to just run.
All right. You can.
Hopefully.
Yeah, you can get. You are now 90 feet away from the structure that you saw Cass go into.
Okay.
And 30 feet away from. Well, you wouldn't know this, but 30 feet away from the field that Cass seemed to enter.
Okay.
So make a roll.
Oh, shit. I don't do this thing.
Shit!
What was that?
God damn it! It's a 2. Oh.
There you are running across. You run across a patch of uneven ground. Make make an acrobatics check.
Okay.
Do it on here. Do it. Fell off. It landed in the middle. What the fuck, Rebecca?
A 3.
All right, this is going to count as
What
10. The ground is going to count as 10 feet of difficult terrain as you attempt to navigate it on your next turn.
Rebecca, I did not sacrifice 15 of my movement for you to be fucking up like this.
I gave her the frosty dice and she still rolled low.
I'm just having bad luck. Sorry, Ethan.
Try those. You haven't cursed them yet.
All right, Shava.
How far am I away from this thing?
60 feet from the structure. You could get to it this turn.
You're lucky Spine Ripper's killing it.
I know exactly what I'm going to do to it. I know exactly.
Alright, I'm gonna go. As much as I would like to
My
help
body
this
is
thing,
ready.
I am in future sight kind of curious about this Rager, so I'm gonna go with this direction.
Okay.
Honey.
You enter the door and you see Cass. You currently see Cass holding a piece of wood and looking at a side of the room, seemingly in response to something. You do not need to roll because you have made it to this structure, but it is now Spine Ripper's turn.
I was just wondering if I could figure out what she was looking at or something.
We'll get there.
I am going to use bestow curse on the worm.
Oh, you bestow that curse.
The worm before I die.
No, it's trust me, it's gonna be great. I'm gonna use bestow curse on the worm.
Restoration yourself.
All right, needs to make a wisdom save.
It needs to make a wisdom save.
That is a 12.
It did not make it.
All right.
The 14.
Roll out all your bad.
So I get to choose one ability score. Well, cursed. That has disadvantage on checks, and it's gonna have disadvantage on wisdom.
Disadvantage on wisdom.
Yep. And at the start of its turn, well cursed, it has disadvantage on attack rolls against me.
I got a 20.
It must make a wisdom saving throw at the start of each turn. If it fails, it wastes that action doing nothing.
Oh.
So I made it have disadvantage on wisdom.
Oh. And yeah, that's saving
Good
throws.
luck. It's going to spend its turn sitting there doing nothing.
Oh my god, that's nasty.
Okay. Good job, RJ. Jesus Christ.
And if I attack it, I deal an extra 1d8 necrotic damage to the target.
Yep, that is correct.
So have fun sitting around doing nothing.
Okay. All right. Next up is Zergo. As you want. Actually, do you want to describe what cursing it sounds like? What do you say, and what do you do as you bestow this?
So, Spine Ripper holds up his fingers, and his eyes go black, and he goes. And then he pokes the worm.
And you watch this sort of black aura just ripple out from his finger as it washes over the worm.
Better.
Zergo. Running?
That's going to be a dash from me, boss. That's,
all right.
Spine Ripper seems to be having fun, and I don't want to rain on his parade.
All right. You'll be able to make.
Don't worry about me.
You'll be able to make it into the house on your next turn. Make a d20 roll.
I mean, Ivy, you're a lost cause.
Don't worry about me.
I mean, you're fine. There's a good chance the worm can't move anymore. He needs to succeed a wisdom check, which it currently has disadvantage on every turn. And if it fails, it doesn't.
That is vicious, by the way.
That is vicious.
Bestow
So
curse.
I'm just like, wait a minute. It lets me choose the ability score, and it needs to succeed wisdom every turn. So you have disadvantage on wisdom.
Ooh.
Eat my cock.
Zergo, what did you roll?
Oh, I got a 15.
Oh, you're fine. All right, Cass.
Yeah.
You are in this room. You hear this voice. You turn to see a figure stepping out of the other room. Elven, male, in black robes. He's sort of got a typically elven face, fair features, dark hair slicked back. His robes are, I said they're black, and they sort of have this dark blue trim to them, along with an sort of emblem on them. They look familiar. If you recall, they seem to be a similar design to the robes worn by Anna, Anastriana, the dark elf that you met.
It's not really accurate. This is pretty much Spine Ripper right
now. Similar, yeah. But yeah, where Anna's robes had a purple trim to them, these are blue. These have a blue.
Blue means kill him. He's not important.
Do I remember the name of the group she said she was part of, or did she mention it?
She never mentioned it.
Okay.
But
do you know Anna?
Well, as you say that, or Shava, you enter the room. You see this figure with these robes that you also a part of your mind like recognizes the significance of them, but you're more taken aback by the fact that you know this person.
Oh shit! Who is this?
This is his name. You know his name is Lucan Sithreth, and he was the bane of your existence at school.
Oh.
What, is he your crush?
It's Shava. What do you think? That's not the way she swings.
Shava doesn't have a crush.
What? Sometimes
her competition, maybe.
I know I'm gay, but I'm a little straight for people too. Sometimes
this was the guy who was so popular. He always cock blocked Shava and got the hot girls.
Partially,
obviously.
It was more.
Cock blocked Shava in school was Geraldo.
It was more that he was a prodigy at the magical arts and learning, which he was basically everything that you were not, and he was not above rubbing it in every now and then.
Yeah, he's a selfish prick.
Yeah, but yeah, you see this figure, and he says, as Cass was looking at the brazier in the middle of the room, says, "I wouldn't touch that if you want to live."
Shava's getting ready to cast Hunger Hadar in the building.
No.
And then he turns, and then he turns and goes like, "Wait, Shava?"
Shava walks back outside.
Okay, now I'm really confused. This is Cat.
Yeah, Cat.
Not me.
All right, the worm needs to make a wisdom save.
With disadvantage.
With disadvantage, yes. That's going to be that's gonna be a $7. Oh no, sorry, a $5.
Yeah, he needs to make a 14. So no, he does nothing.
Wait, no, sorry, wisdom. That's a 4. I'm sorry.
I don't care. He's not moving.
Yeah, well, he's not using his action. He can still move, just at half speed.
Mm-hmm.
So pretty useless. Can't use its action. All right, yeah. The worm will go forward another 30 feet. At this point, I'm not even gonna track the distance because it's irrelevant.
Unless Ivy just falls over and doesn't get back up.
Yeah, Ivy. Your turn. You are close enough to the building that you can get in.
I want to go in the building.
All right. And then I'm gonna basically skip to the end of this sort of combat so we can get into the building. But Spine Ripper, with that in mind, Spine Ripper, you're up next.
Do I have to roll?
Nice.
No, you made it to the building.
All right.
Yay!
So it's time
Just in case.
to stabby the worm.
Stabby it
All right.
with advantage.
Lifetime.
I swear to God.
Let me use my inspiration.
Ha ha!
Inspiration just gives you advantage.
Can I double advantage?
No, that's not a thing.
No. All right.
That's fine. Then time to roll that down.
Is a normal hit this time?
Yep. All right. That is 6 plus 2. 6 plus 2 is 8. And then we'll deal psychic blade on this mofo.
The blades.
The blades.
That's 5. So 15, 8.
15. So how much?
23.
23. Okay. It's looking very hurt. It's still got a bit of like.
Oh wait, and he takes an extra D8 of necrotic.
Oh yeah, that too.
I almost forgot. So I need to roll another D8.
Ha ha! He's taking 30 damage.
So that was another 7?
Yes.
Okay. Yeah, he's looking very hurt. But you take
150 points of damage to this guy. How much health does he have?
a lot. You take
He's a big worm. What do you
I
fucking
was about
expect?
to say, Quinn didn't even think killing this thing was on the table, so it's likely packing at least 200 health.
You're not far off. You take 11 necrotic.
All right.
I would be almost dead at this point. How much health do you have?
Actually,
left?
and sorry, make a Constitution saving throw
All right.
to maintain concentration.
17.
All right, you do
19.
Yep, you do maintain concentration. You had to get a 10.
All right.
Zergo, you are able to make it to the building if you so choose.
You see this Mexican standoff between Cass, Shava, and a bastard.
Was that a yes?
Yeah, I mean, I got no reason not to. I could
Okay.
double back, but Spine Ripper seems to have it under control.
All right, let's finish this.
Okay.
Spine Ripper just soloing this worm.
Worm.
RJ wasn't going to solo a giant monster. He's already done it once.
Worm fails to do anything of note.
Good.
And keeping track, that's two rounds. It has 8 more rounds of having to make that save unless it breaks your concentration.
Or I kill it.
Or you kill it. There's a lot that could happen here.
Yep.
That said, if I will say, keep in mind, if the necrotic puts you under, you lose concentration and it can then kill you.
Don't worry, I've already got you covered.
Okay.
I'm going to use Cure Wounds at level 3 on myself.
Okay. I've just accepted at this point that this is happening.
Hey, honestly, whenever you have a giant monster that you think we're going to run away, assume RJ is going to turn around and kill it.
He did use good strategy.
That fact.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Could Havoc have 60 arms, double advantage on all checks, and RJ will just steamroll it.
Just wait till you get strong enough for me to throw things at you with legendary resistances.
Oh god.
Find a way. We won't even have to do it. The rest of the party can sit around eating popcorn.
I mean, I just ran.
Will not.
It's right now. It's a back and forth between you and the worm, Spine Ripper. So what are you doing?
I think it's generous to call this a back and forth.
Wait. You healed, so you can't also attack, which means it's its turn. Right?
Okay.
So it makes another roll. Does not succeed. It's another turn off the counter.
Oh, you know what I could do? Right before it's going to become uncursed, I could curse it again.
You could.
And it would have disadvantage on wisdom.
It still has over half a minute left on that timer, though.
Oh, I know, but I'm saying if I don't kill it before the curse is up, I could re-curse it.
I gotcha. Anyway.
Alright. So I'm going to cast Firebolt.
Firebolt?
E.
Alright, disadvantage because you're riding it.
Guess what? I'm using inspiration.
Alright, straight roll.
Aha! That's a 16+6, so 22.
That is definitely a hit.
$18.
It lets out a shrill shriek and is barely clinging on to life.
Damn straight.
It once again tries to do anything. Gets a 2. No?
Necrotic damage. I forgot.
Oh, right. That's right.
Another D8 of damage. Where the fuck is my D8?
8.
He takes 4 more damage on top of that.
Barely clinging on to life.
Watch, he has 1 fucking hit.
But once again rolls a 2 on his saving throw, so go ahead and put it out of its misery.
Alright. There's only... Vicious Mockery!
What a way to go.
To succeed, a wisdom save!
Wow.
What a way to go.
Wow.
Okay, this time it gets a 15. So, but it's a cantrip, so it's a cantrip. So let's see what it does if it succeeds at doing anything on its turn. It actually does. Holy shit.
What does it do?
It is going to attempt to buck you off again.
Okay.
So it can freaking hit you. Roll an acrobatics.
Alright.
At this point, this is just a photo finish at this point.
19 plus 3.
You are unshakable.
You didn't know that? Are you kidding me?
Alright.
I do not know that. I can't be shaken.
With feeling. Vicious Mockery.
He's like, maybe you didn't hear me last time.
I don't think you heard. You're a cunt!
Fails.
And dead.
And here's what Spinebreaker is going to do. So he tried to insult it. It didn't listen. So he whips out his fucking guitar, and he says, "No, you."
No, and
3, 6 extra D8 on that. He is taking 8 plus 6, so 14 damage.
Well, I think you already you already gave me the how do you want to do this, but if you want to embellish it at all.
Yeah, he's just gonna strum it and go, "No, you."
the vibrations ripple across the worm's body, and it just like collapses, and the blood just spills out of it, and it goes limp as it just gives up and bleeds out. And then you look around.
Oh, go ahead.
And then you look around and you're like, "Hey, where the hell did everyone go?"
She shrugs, and he's gonna walk to the head of the worm and just sit on it.
All right. In the house, you hear what you assume to be the sounds of Spine Ripper meeting his untimely demise from outside.
We don't. Are you kidding me? I saw what he was doing to that thing. I was the fucking worm. Don't you try to.
As the rest of you file in, you see this elf and Shava having what appears to be like a stare-off. He goes,
I have some questions before you two decide to kill each other.
Well, I guess you're just assuming that's their relationship.
But they're having a stare-off, and Shava doesn't just stare off without action.
Gotcha.
Usually flaming deadly actions.
Mm-hmm. So
who the fuck are you?
My
asshole.
My name. He gives like a sort of like a sort of through a strained grin at Shava. My name is Lucan Sithreth.
Because it sounds like your name's asshole.
And this is my former classmate.
I know, Shav. I've been traveling with her for a while.
You've been traveling her.
Shut up.
Ooh,
I'm gonna perk up. Is that an invitation?
Bitch, I swear to God.
So, was she always this way? Real question. Was she always this horny?
What the fuck?
I mean...
that's not the kind of question you ask people. Jesus.
Oh, I've been in the forest for quite some time. I forgot what it's like.
I was gonna wave off the filthy half-elf.
There's less inappropriate things she could have asked. This is fine.
I mean, she was always hopeless at a lot of things.
Hey, you shut up, you.
So, still unable to make heads or tails of arcane texts there?
I'm doing just fine, thank you very much.
I'm not done asking questions.
That sounds like ideas.
Just to prove her point, she's going to create bonfire right underneath them.
No. No attacking until I'm done asking questions.
I think she just cast it.
Yes, I did. She's proving a point to an old asshole.
You need to make a dex save?
Yes.
This is basically save versus embarrassment. Essentially.
Yeah. Pretty much. I'm not actually attacking him, I'm making a point.
He gets an 11.
He takes damage.
He sort of yells in pain. Ah! Go ahead and roll damage for the hell of it.
Alright, fine. 2d8. That is a 11.
11. He says, alright, so you can cast spells.
She's just going to smile sweetly at him.
So, while this is going on, Spine Ripper will make his way into the room where everyone is.
Mm-hmm.
He's covered in worm blood. And
matches his complexion.
Huh?
Matches his complexion.
Yeah, pretty much. It's like his skin is just kind of oozy right now. So he's going to walk in the room and he's going to sit down kind of miserable. Apparently, worms don't wear shoes.
What?
Don't wear what?
He said worms don't wear shoes.
Shit, they don't have feet, Green Bean.
I thought that maybe if I killed Mr. Worm, he'd have a big,
You're dumbass.
But he doesn't have a big. He's the guy who recently just got lit on fire.
Which, by the way, he is looking at you with like a confused as hell expression and like a finger in the air, like he wants to say something, but he's not sure what to say.
And Spider will look at him, look at his nicely cooked boots, and squabble over to them and try and eat them.
Says, so are we going to kill this thing?
He's the one that killed the giant.
No.
What?
Seeing as our little green bean just sauntered in, covered in worm blood,
he
probably already dead.
He like blinks.
You mean the giant worm outside? I killed it. I killed it by stabbing it, and then I insulted it a bunch of times.
He said he like blinks and like double taking says, and turns to you, Cass, and he says, "Well, I was going to advise against touching that brazier if you wanted to live, but I guess it doesn't matter anymore."
He's going to look up at the guy who he's trying to chew on the front of his shoe.
Give up the shoes or end up like the worm.
Can I roll intimidation on that?
1 sec. I'm just looking through something.
Shava's trying and failing to pull her giggling. His misfortune.
1 sec. Make a wisdom saving throw.
Okay.
Shava's like silently cackling in the background.
Mod 20.
Nothing happens, and he just kind of goes, shit.
Pineapper is going to use words of terror on this.
You need to be alone with him for that, and for a minute.
Alright, fine. Then I'm going to attempt to pull him into the corner.
Do you allow him to do this?
I have questions!
Oh, trust me, you'll all your questions will be answered.
I don't need him to be intimidated. He seemed pretty fucking friendly.
Shava's just cackling and just like, go on.
He like sort of
never wants to shoot.
He is resisting being pulled into the corner.
Right? Fine then. I'm throwing a fuzzy on it.
Oh, stop. Jesus.
I swear to God.
Alright. He is getting a giant rat.
Cool. How big is a giant rat?
I don't know.
Just give him your shoes, dude.
He like reluctantly takes off a shoe.
He's still putting a giant rat on.
Okay. Hang on. Giant rat. Small. Okay, so it's like smaller than a person. So it's just this big for a rat, but still not person sized. Cool. So
ROUS.
Yes.
I'm going to command it to run around on him and lick.
He's like kind of repulsed, but not enough to do anything about it. He says, you had questions?
Is this rat running around?
Yeah.
So, Spider-Nipper, getting what he wanted, will now go in the corner and munch on the boot.
As this guy stands with 1 foot without a shoe.
Shava's losing it.
Did you have questions?
Oh, I can ask them now. Wow.
I think it was your companion that was getting in the way of that, not me.
Spider-Nipper is going to look at him, look at the partially gnawed boot, and hiss.
Although why
just ignore green bean. It's better for your health.
That's fair. I mean, why you're traveling with a goblin, I have no idea, but let that pass for now.
He has his uses, like killing giant worms.
Apparently.
Do you happen to know anyone named Anna? Wait,
Anna.
What was her full name?
Anastriana.
Anastriana.
Anastriana. He thinks for a moment. Did she wear robes similar to mine?
Yes, but purple.
Ah, okay. So she's one of us.
Wait, that means you know, or might have known, Zalia?
Who?
Sorry, can you hear me?
Yeah, no. I heard you. He looks at you and says, "Who?"
Okay, so you don't know her. Never mind. I didn't say anything.
I don't know much about the affairs of the fellow members of my organization. Don't even know all of their names, really. But
well, they knew each other. Whatever, it doesn't matter. Why are you here?
I am researching. This place is supposedly came into contact with another plane of existence. A place called the Far Realm.
Shut up.
Can I do an Arcana in that, I guess?
Sure.
Shava, this is the second fucking time.
What?
People who are related to me are in the vicinity of something related to you. What the fuck is going on?
Well, he seems only tangentially related to you.
Whatever. He's here. Last time it was for that book Shava wanted. Now he's here.
A book?
Shava's just going to do a cutting motion with her hand to her neck.
So what's your Arcana check?
Looking at Cass.
I'm going to give you like a dirty side eye. Shava.
I'm just going to glare back and say, what's a brazier?
The great that
should like that.
Oh, also, can I do an Arcana check?
Yeah, I was asking you what you got because I thought you rolled.
Oh, I never even rolled. What's my Arcana again? 7, 24.
24. Alright, that lets you know the Far Realm is, well, you opened a temporary rift to it just a moment ago.
I thought I did.
Yeah, the Far Realm is this alien place that is like mortal minds are not meant to comprehend it. It is beyond our understanding, and the entities that live there are ancient, and very powerful.
So I was going to smile because ancient and powerful has something desperately to do with her.
And moreover, you finally make the connection with the worms. The worm creatures below it, the spawn of, and there was like K something, you finally remember. Spawn of Cuse.
I'm gonna say that out loud like an epiphany. Spawn of Cuse! Finally, I figured it out.
Cuse. Where yes, the
Fine Ripper halfway through the boot looks up for a second, doesn't care.
And you vaguely remember reading something about an entity named Cuse that is also known as the worm that walks.
Oh.
Interesting.
Well, that one might have shoes for Spine Ripper to enjoy.
Are you saying there's more of these big ones?
Am I gonna have to kill another giant worm?
He says, well, I hope not. As far as I know, that's the only one. That thing, he points to the brazier, was keeping it out, but as far as I can tell, the enchantment temporarily goes away if you move it. So, which is why I was telling you not to touch it.
Well, I didn't, so...
I mean, it probably doesn't matter at this point, because somehow you managed to kill that thing.
Spine Ripper looks
Listen here, buddy. I have a very specific set of skills that I've acquired over a long journey. And I like to eat boots.
I gathered.
He's an idiot, but he's a dangerous idiot.
I gathered. He says, yes,
he's better than the last one, though.
He says, yes, I've deduced so far at this point that Cuse probably had something to do with what happened to this city. At this point, I've been trying to find a way into a structure below the city. And I think, he points to the brazier, I think this is it.
Oh, so we're having the same...
This might be your key to that door.
I was about to say the same thing.
It seems to nullify the influence of the far realm that is covering this city.
I'm gonna hand Shava my piece of wood.
What do you want me to do with this? Light a torch?
You can use it as a torch.
I don't think it works that way. It's not like normal fire. I think you'd have to take the brazier itself.
Oh god, this thing's huge. Zerga!
Zerga?
Oh.
Zerga was just like idly picking his ears. He looks over. What? Do you want to put it on your mantelpiece or something?
No, it's the key.
Oh.
Spider takes what's left of the boot, puts it on tries to roast it on the mantle fire.
He throws the boot into the fire.
No, he's roasting it over the fire.
It doesn't. Oddly, the fire doesn't seem to be emanating any heat.
It's enchanted fire, you idiot. It doesn't have any heat to it.
He frowns, looks at it.
Well, this is the most worthless fire I've ever seen in me entire life.
Well, considering
what's left of the chewed-on boot and throws it back at the guy.
He says, "Well, yeah." He puts it back on. Well, seeing as that fire kept me.
He put on like the front part of the boot is.
He like
gone.
wipes it. He casts prestidigitation and cleans it off before putting it back on.
No, but you realize that he ate the front part of the boot,
and he also casts mending.
Okay.
He's a wizard.
Spider then looks at him and goes to him wide-eyed.
Wait a minute. You're telling me you can make infinite boots?
He's going to say...
No more boots.
Well, he's going to say, well, that fire... I'd say that fire has been pretty useful as it kept me alive for several days. And for the first time you notice that he seems kind of like emaciated, like he hasn't eaten in a while. Like he was probably cooped up in this building for several days.
I'm gonna give him my rations. I think I have some.
He eagerly takes them and eats them.
Yeah. Spider is going to walk over to Cass and tug on her sleeve.
Oh, pretty please, can I make him my boot slave?
No. No, you cannot.
He could make me infinite boots.
No, you do not need infinite boots to eat. They're bad for you.
That's probably poor for your health.
Spider is going to cross his arm.
Yeah, well, one day when I become the god of boots, I'll show you.
The god of boots.
Says, so, pardon me for asking, but what the hell are you doing here?
So I was just going to like start, sweating a little bit. Research stuff.
Make a deception check. Sweats profusely, like Zergo on the bench.
Jordan Peele sweat.
Just straight Jordan Peele.
What the heck? What was it? Deception?
Yep.
So that's a 19.
He says, it's good to know that you haven't given up the research, even if you're probably not as powerful as me.
Wow, shade!
Virgo's gonna lean down to Shava. Should I knock his teeth out?
So I was going to smile, look up at him, and go, "Yes, please."
He raises his hands. He raises his hands in surrender. I accept that I cannot fight all of you, nor do I want to. I will.
I mean,
you could fight one of us.
The shortest of our party just killed a giant worm, so
Understood.
I would test it.
Come on, I won't hit boo.
No! Bad green bean!
The most dangerous part.
I'm gonna flick him on the ear. Just
He's going to hiss and snarl his teeth at
I
you,
don't give a shit.
and then he's gonna like scrabble around on all fours and run around in random patterns, basically throwing a goblin tantrum.
Do I have any rope?
I have.
Bring any newspaper to hit him with.
He says, "I'm seriously considering burning another spell slot on that."
Can you put a sleep spell on him, please? Just knock him out.
Don't have it
So
prepared.
useful.
He says, "Don't have it prepared. I'm afraid. My specialty is
Fine.
my specialty is transmutation."
Can I attempt to wrangle this gobbo boy?
Wait, is that Ivy that said that?
Yeah.
Yes.
I'm gonna laugh. This happened.
Can I try?
To try what?
She wants to grab.
I'm going to use my rope to try to wrangle this gobbo boy.
Make a grapple check.
Cowboy.
Grapple check, which would be
What?
you roll athletics. He rolls acrobatics or athletics, but he's gonna do
Good luck.
acrobatics.
You're gonna need it. You're gonna.
I also even just see the moment she attempts and start laughing at her.
Well,
11 plus 3. So
shit!
You're starting to get dragged around by this goblin.
Just hold steady.
You'll never take me along. Those boots will be mine.
No. Bad Garbo Gobbo.
I might need a bit of help.
he's going to spin around and try and eat Ivy's boots, but then he's going to realize he doesn't have boots.
Don't eat my feet. I need those.
My toes. I need those.
He will now lash out at anyone wearing shoes.
Can you carry that all the way back to the gateway we found underground?
Are you who are you asking?
I'm asking Zergo if he could actually carry that all the way back to the gateway underground, the brazier.
How big is this brazier?
It's about 3 feet or so.
Feet.
You think you
How
could?
many pounds?
You think you could pretty easily lift it?
If you really want to, I can do what should we call it? Tensor's floating disc.
Just looks at the giant half orc. Well, we need somebody to carry this key. You think you can do it? Brazier, please.
You gonna lift it up?
I am absolutely going to lift that up. This is baby work.
All right, all right. You lift it, and the fire goes out when you lift it. And actually, Cass, you feel the sensation return as that happens.
Wait, are you telling me she's from the far realm?
So, as Spinifer is running around and Ivy's being dragged along, he just flops, and his eyes go roll up into his head, and he starts gibberishing abyssal.
Oh, good. The demons pacified him.
Jim appears. Jim appears for a moment, looks around, says, "That looks like a bad time," and then disappears.
No, it's a good time.
Spinifer snaps back away.
What was I?
God damn it.
He looks at the rope and starts dragging Ivy around more.
Does what's his? Hold on, can you say what's his name again?
Luke,
I can write it.
I'll type it for you.
I'll type it. I have a post-it note with all sorts of good shit on it.
Go ahead and copy this into your notes then.
I already did.
Okay.
Oh, Lucan's third.
For once, Tyler's on the ball.
Hey, I
I
like
have all the important stuff on here. Like one of my notes is Emma equals love buddy.
Important being a relative term.
That's in Shava's secret diary.
Important to Shava.
Yep.
That's in Shava's little black book.
Shava searching around in her pocket, finds special ladies list. The fuck is this?
It's the special ladies list.
Wait a minute.
Different kind of special ladies.
Guys.
So Lucan says, so are you going...
Lucan has nothing to say about the demon that just showed up.
He just seems to be learning to ignore... Like, he's putting a weirdness sensor over everything Spine Ripper's doing. Just, like, choosing not to worry about it.
Wise man. Not that Shav will ever say that out loud.
Yeah. He says, so what's the next destination then?
To the portal, I guess.
Our destination, the door. Yours, wherever the hell you want to go.
Well, that's where I'm going, so I might as well accompany.
Oh, good. Just Zergo walking out with the brazier. Good, another frail-ass magic user. Just what we need, weighing us down.
Hey, be nice.
Spine Ripper, dragging Ivy, walks along Zergo. What do you mean, frail? I killed a giant worm.
Yeah, but how much
Not you,
That's on the way back, isn't it?
All right.
Speaking of the giant worm, that's still dead in our way, right?
You can go around it.
Zergo's just gonna pat Spine Ripper on the head. Not you, Tiny.
I have been emotionally recognized.
All right. As you make your way back to the tower, which is easy with Shava's keen mind.
Shava's going to be smug about that the entire way.
I remember this.
Not to the party, but to
Lucan, who is trying. Who is you can make an insight check if you want.
Insight check?
Yeah.
All right. That's 16 plus 2, 18.
Yeah. He's trying not to look impressed. It's not working. But yeah, you make your way back down to where you were, and you once again see this dark aperture in the that barred your entry previously.
On the walk over, Jennifer's gonna talk to Lucan.
Okay.
So, ever heard of the Tear Stone?
Shava, wherever she is going to flinch at the name.
He says...
Girl's eye is going to twitch at the name.
Yeah, her eyes are going to twitch at the name.
He says, I think one of my colleagues mentioned them, actually. I think it was the Enchanter? There's, I mean... It's a bit pretentious, but there's 8 of us, one for each school of magic.
Awesome. Well, I'm an infamous enemy of the Tear Stones.
Other than one.
They call me the Elk Assassin.
Well, that's quite impressive.
Yeah.
Does he still have the rat on him?
He should. The rat doesn't disappear until the next day.
He's just kind of ignoring it.
Speaking of the elk assassin.
Oh yeah,
Speaking of the elk assassin, that elk is still down there.
Yeah, I'll say on the way to the door you passed by it, and you just sort of like looked at.
As we pass by the stuck elk.
Oh, Stompy!
It's still the fucking stone.
Right.
He's just like, why do you make me do this?
Yeah, as they're walking, Spine Ripper.
Oh, by the way, Lucan, was he?
Yes.
Has anybody ever told you about the dangers of silver termite?
Cass is gonna look back. Green bean.
He says that's not a real thing.
Oh.
Swear to God.
Oh, you think?
You make your way to the barrier.
Alright, Zergo just plop it down in front of it, I guess. See what happens.
Zergo will shrug and just kind of slam it down in front of it.
Alright. You watch as gradually the flame starts to reappear. It takes a minute. And you ponder how this would have been a very effective balancing mechanic against the worm had it lived.
Oh. Is it really that easy? God damn it! I'm going to bed.
Oopsie.
Balancing mechanic? It's just dick.
But after a minute, it fully reappears and casts you again. It's starting to get a little bipolar for you as the sensation vanishes again. And then Lucan gestures to the barrier and says, "After you."
Shava's just going to merrily walk in.
All right. To the rest of you see Shava vanish into the shadows.
I guess I'll go in too.
Before Spine Ripper walks in, I already have darkness on my. I'll see it every now and again when the demons take hold, and he'll just kind of strut in.
And the rest of you as well?
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
All right. All of you are in darkness. And then, after a few moments, hours? Days? You're not sure. Time sort of starts to lose meaning, but you open your eyes. All of you, each and every one of you, are alone.
Oh, fuck.
In a void.
Spine Ripper, well, as much as this is nice, I'm unfortunately never alone.
And that's where we're gonna stop for tonight.
Oh, good.
That's not ominous at all.
One of these, eh?
As you have entered the dungeon.
You're alone, Spine Ripper. Yeah, that doesn't happen.
Yeah. By the way, that worm, by the way...
That worm, by the way?
That worm was a reskinned Remoraz.
Oh!
Yeah, those things are pretty nasty.
Yep.
I don't know what that is, so...
I don't know what that is. But anyway, good night.
Yeah, they are typically... They are CR11. So,
those of you who don't speak the absolute mechanics of the Monster Manual, a challenge rating of 11 means that a party of 4 level 11 players should be able to fight one without it becoming deadly.
Yep.
It just got taken down by a single level 6.
Yeah, I feel like should that exact scenario come up again, I'll have to think of a different way to adjudicate climbing on its back.
Yeah, I think you've made kind of a large oversight on what happens if somebody wanted to just turn around and get on it.
Yeah. It was also rolling for crap in trying to get him off.
Well, I realized I had peak stonks when I could curse it and then make it have disadvantage on wisdom, which is what it needed to succeed.
Exactly. Yeah,
that
was
like, wait, you're telling me I can make it have disadvantage on the thing it needs to succeed? Great.
This thing's cool looking.
Well, yeah, the Remoraz looks very different from what it looked like.
Yeah, I know, but I'm saying that the Remoraz looks cool.
It does.
It's a